Hello, everyone. Welcome to Flow Space 101 Reading Flow. Today, we're going to read a famous Greek myth called Hercules Quest. Hercules is known as one of the strongest heroes in Greek mythology. But in this story, we will discover that being a hero takes more than physical strength. Hercules will face dangerous monsters, difficult challenges, and even problems that strength alone cannot solve. As we read, think about three important qualities: strength, courage, and resourcefulness. By the end of the lesson, let's find out what makes Hercules such a memorable character. Are you ready? Let's read, think, and grow. Before we begin the story, let's talk about myths. What is a myth? A myth is a traditional story that has been passed down through generations. Long ago, people told these stories again and again, often by word of mouth. Myths often include gods, goddesses, heroes, monsters, and difficult challenges. Greek myths also help us understand what ancient Greek people believed and valued. In Hercules Quest, we will meet powerful gods like Zeus, a brave hero named Hercules, and some very dangerous monsters. So before we continue, think about this question. What do you already know about Hercules? Now let's meet the main characters. First, we have Hercules. Hercules is a very strong hero, and he is the son of Zeus. Next is Zeus, Hercules' father and one of the most powerful gods. Then we have Hera. Hera is very important to the conflict in this story because she is jealous of Hercules. She does not want Hercules to succeed. In fact, she wants to harm him. Finally, we have King Eurystheus, the king who gives Hercules his difficult tasks. So remember this important detail. Hera wanted to harm Hercules because she was jealous of him. That jealousy becomes the main problem behind Hercules' challenges. Before reading more of the story, let's learn some important vocabulary. First, acquire means to get or gain something. For example, Hercules needs to acquire strength and experience. Next, unfortunate means unlucky or having bad luck. Coerce means to force someone to do something. If someone makes another person do something through threats or pressure, that person is coercing them. Boasted means talked very proudly about something. And beamed means smiled brightly with happiness or pride. When we meet new vocabulary, we don't always have to memorize the definition immediately. We can use the context around the word to help us understand its meaning. Can you use one of these words in your own sentence? Here are 5 more important words. Glared means looked angrily at someone. Ceased means stopped. For example, if the rain ceased, the rain stopped. Declared means said something strongly or officially. Devised means created or planned a clever idea. And our most important word today is resourceful. A resourceful person is able to find clever ways to solve difficult problems. Keep that word in mind because it is very important to understanding Hercules. At the beginning of the story, Hercules often relies on his strength. But later, he begins to think, plan, and find new solutions. So which word best describes Hercules later in the story? Yes, resourceful. Now let's look at our reading skill story structure. Story structure includes 3 important parts: characters, setting, and plot. The characters include Hercules, Zeus, Hera, and King Eurystheus. The story takes place in ancient Greece, including Mount Olympus and different kingdoms and dangerous lands. And what is the plot? Hercules must complete a series of difficult tasks. Along the way, he faces monsters, danger, and challenges. But every story also has a problem. What is the main problem in this story? Hera is jealous of Hercules and wants to harm him. As we continue reading, watch how that problem creates many of Hercules' challenges. Hera and Zeus both want Hercules to face challenges, but their reasons are very different. Let's compare their motives. Hera is jealous of Hercules. She wants him to fail, and she wants him to be harmed. Zeus, however, has a different purpose. He wants Hercules to use his great strength for good. He wants Hercules to prove himself and grow through difficult challenges. King Eurystheus is the one who actually gives Hercules the tasks. But Hera and Zeus have very different reasons for wanting Hercules to face them. So remember, same challenges, different motives. Hera wants Hercules to fail. Zeus wants Hercules to become stronger and wiser. Now Hercules begins his first major task. His first challenge is the Nemean lion. This is no ordinary lion. Its skin is so strong that ordinary weapons cannot kill it. Hercules tries to fight the lion, but he realizes that his weapons are not enough. So what does he do? He uses his incredible physical strength. Hercules wraps his powerful arms around the lion's neck and finally defeats it. This task shows us two important character traits. Hercules is strong, but he is also brave. He does not run away simply because the challenge is difficult. Think about this. Why didn't Hercules give up? His courage helped him keep going. Hercules' second task is even more difficult. He must defeat the Hydra of Argos. The Hydra is a frightening monster with many heads. And there is a huge problem. When Hercules destroys one of its heads, two more grow in its place. Imagine trying to defeat a monster that becomes more dangerous every time you attack it. Hercules realizes that this challenge cannot be solved easily with strength alone. With a little help from Zeus, Hercules eventually defeats the Hydra. This shows us that Hercules is not only strong, he is also determined and courageous. He keeps trying even when the problem becomes more difficult. What made the Hydra so hard to defeat? Exactly, destroying one head caused more heads to appear. Now we begin to see an important change in Hercules. For his next task, Hercules needs the golden apples from the Garden of the Hesperides. But a dangerous dragon guards the garden. Earlier in the story, Hercules often solved problems by fighting. This time, he does something different. He devises a plan. Instead of simply attacking the dragon, Hercules uses apples to distract it. While the dragon is distracted, Hercules is able to move past it. Notice the difference. Hercules is still strong, but now he is also using strategy and clever thinking. So ask yourself, strength or strategy? This time, strategy is the key. Hercules is becoming more resourceful. During his quest for the golden apples, Hercules meets Atlas. Who is Atlas? Atlas is extremely strong, but he is carrying an enormous burden. He has been punished and must hold up the weight of the world. That is why Atlas cannot simply walk away. Hercules needs help getting the golden apples, so he asks Atlas to help him. For a while, Hercules takes Atlas's burden while Atlas gets the apples. This part of the story is important because Hercules does not try to solve everything alone. He understands that sometimes asking for help can be part of solving a problem. Here's an important comprehension question. Why did Atlas have to hold up the world? The answer is, he was being punished. Now let's think about how Hercules changes during his quests. At first, Hercules relies mostly on his physical strength. He fights. He defeats his enemies. He overpowers them. But later, we see something different. Hercules begins to combine strength with thinking. He devises plans. He asks for help. And he finds clever ways to solve problems. This is called character growth. Hercules does not completely stop being strong. Instead, he learns that strength is even more powerful when it is combined with good thinking. So how does Hercules change? He goes from being mainly a strong hero to becoming a more resourceful hero. And that is one of the most important ideas in our story. Finally, Hercules completes his difficult tasks. Zeus is proud of what Hercules has accomplished and rewards him. Hercules becomes immortal and goes to live on Mount Olympus among the gods. But notice something important. Becoming immortal was not one of Hercules' tasks. It was his reward. Hercules also receives a new responsibility: to protect the mortals below. Now let's return to our big question. What makes Hercules memorable? Is it his strength, his courage, or his resourcefulness? The story teaches us that a true hero does not rely on strength alone. A true hero uses strength, courage, and clever thinking. Thank you for learning with Flow Space 101 Reading Flow. Remember, read, think, grow. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.